Thanks for joining Late Night Tech. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This is not a tech review, and you're correct. This is a review of a 2020 Motobecane 29er, a full suspension mountain bike. This is a bike that I personally own. I bought it with my own funds. I'm not sponsored in any way by Motobecane, nor am I sponsored by bikesdirect.com, which is where I purchased the bike. So why put out this video? Look, I understand that a purchase like this carries a certain amount of risk. You're buying a product sight unseen. Typically something like a bike, folks are going down to a local bike store, a big box store, and you're at least able to take it out for a test spin, see the build quality for yourself and gauge, am I getting a good value for my buck, right? So I have a video clip at the end to kind of give you an example of what my bike looks like, but I also just kind of wanted to quickly share the experience, just so you have more information at your disposal if you're considering buying a bike like this. So why take the risk? Here's the big thing for me. Let's just take a look at the price. So this is a printout of the webpage when I purchased the bike, which was back in October of 2019, so 10/24/2019. And I paid $1,500. Their list price here is $3,000. I purchased a bike for my wife at the same time, and we couldn't find one in her size on the website, so we ended up, going to all the local bike stores. She wanted to test drive, all of the different bikes. So, she was shopping Specialized, Cannondale, Giant, Trek. So I had an opportunity to shop this bike around. And what I was really surprised to see was I couldn't come anywhere close to this price. In fact, for this component level, basically, I couldn't get any, like $4,500 to $5,000 like is where I was landing. For $3,000, $3,500, I basically could get these components with the exception of the drivetrain, and instead of SRAM, I had to go with Shimano. So that was kind of the difference. For me, that was pretty significant. I mean, it really solidified, the value that I would be getting here. Now, these bikes come 90% assembled. They basically show up in a box. You have to put on the brakes. So that's the disc, the caliper. You have to mount the rear cassette, the rear derailleur. You've got to put on the pedals, the chain. You have to mount the handlebar, and you have to install the seat post. Now, this bike came with a dropper seat post, and all the cables are internally routed, so it was a little challenging. I had to measure this cable, clip it to the right length, and then install a little nipple on it, so that would basically activate the mechanism for the shock. There's like a gas-powered shock that basically moves that seat up and down, kind of like an office chair. But I just found a DIY video on YouTube on how to install dropper seat posts and followed that with no issues. But if you're somebody who's uncomfortable with assembling a bike like that, for $75 to $100, typically you can find a local bike shop that will, build the bike for you. Make sure it's all tuned up. And I've actually done that before myself with a bike from this site. So it's still a great value, even if you're paying a bike shop to assemble it for you. Now, just a quick scroll down here before we get to the video clip of the bike. I know y'all are interested. This is the component level here. So this is listed as a alloy 6061 frame, so basically aluminum frame. The shocks are rock shocks. Each one has the little port for air and also has the switch that will allow you to adjust the compression rate, which is really nice. I have the SRAM XX Eagle powertrain and Shimano MT201 brakes. The stem and handlebar are both Ritchie. And then the seat post, the dropper seat post, was this KS dropper. The seat post is really nice because it makes it a lot easier for getting on and off the bike, because you can basically just lower the seat post, get on, press a switch, and the seat post will raise. And then when you're ready to get off, same thing. You just sit down, press the switch, and it'll just lower for you. So really nice. Okay, so enough of me talking. Let's get to the video clip of my bike. All right, here's the bike. Rides great, looks great. Zooming in here, this is a metal decal sticker on the front. We've got the Ritchie handlebars. We'll move down the fork and take a look at the brake. So there's the disc there. Very easy to install. On the other side is the caliper itself. Just 2 bolts that mount that. And then as we swing around, you'll see just perfect fit, great alignment. We'll move back up the shock, and at the top you'll see on this side we have a refillable air port, and then the lever for adjusting compression. This is a shot to kind of show the internal cable routing. This is the brake lever. And we'll swing around, comes with standard grips. And this is the lever for the remote seat post. You depress it, it raises. A little wider shot. This is the rear shock with the switch, and on the left is the air port up top. These are the SRAM cranks. They look nice. Standard pedals, meh. Quick release on the back, and great brake setup again. Very easy to install, great alignment. Standard seat, decently comfortable as long as you've got some padded shorts on. This is the rear cassette with the rear derailleur. And we'll move up, and there's the front ring and the SRAM crank. And you can see the internal cable routing for the seat post there. The frame quality is great. The paint looks great. The stickers all look good. And that's the gear selector there on the right, underneath the handlebar. Overall, this is a great bike. It's a great build. It's a very comfortable ride. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. And if you decide to pick one up, happy riding.